I'm James Auld. I'm the commentator for the British Rental Kart Championship, and that's Britain's indoor kart championship that takes place at Formula Fast in Milton Keynes every January. The 2018 edition, well, we've just enjoyed the preview of that on the BRKC Facebook page, put together by Brad Philpott and Richard Spanners Reddy. They showed the format of the event and how it's going to be a good one for this year. I think it's going to be tougher than ever. Every year is pretty tough, but when you picture this, the championship was a sellout within 22 hours when it opened for registrations last August. If you didn't have your money down within that first 22 hours, you weren't going to the races. However, we've got most of the heavy hitters, the top drivers, into the races this year, and heading the list really is Ruben Boutens. He has won the last 4 British championships. Now, he's from Holland, but he's a 4-time British champion. He routinely wins his own national championship in Holland and European championships across the board as well. He's very particularly suited to this track at Formula Fast, and he is looking for an unprecedented 5th championship. He returns as the reigning world champion, and his world championship defence season starts here in Britain at Formula Fast. Now, ranged against him is another double world champion, actually, Matthias Grooten from Belgium, and we've seen him perform very well. He's won heat races in the British Championship, but he's never actually taken the title for himself. We can expect him to try to do that. He's a very competitive driver and could well get the job done. Also, Greg Laporte, he is also a former world champion. He's back in Britain. He's tackling the British Championship and aiming to win it for himself as well. All the other regular Europeans you'd expect, because we are an international championship. We've got Thomas Sells, Bjorn Vermeulen, Matt Barsh, people like this. They're going to be all out for victory. Certainly going to win heat races and try and put themselves into the final, then hopefully be the British champion. Also, former ladies world champion, sister of Ruben, that is Annelies Boutens. She's going to be back in Britain as well. She has been on the pole position for the final before, actually lost out to her brother Ruben in a straight fight, and you can imagine that one being a very quiet drive back home to Holland at the end of the championships that year, back in 2014. Now, ranged against them, we have a strong contingency of various parts of Britain, and heading that list, really, we have to look at Sean Brierley. Sean Brierley's been second a number of times. He's now a true international driver. He competes regularly in the USA at the Sport Kart Nationals, in the various European Championships, and of course is a World Championship regular himself. As I say, he's twice been second in the BRKC, and he's going to try and get one step further up and win the whole thing for himself. We've got Chris Daines, who starred last year. He turned up looking like he was a week early for the cage fight, all muscles and tattoos, but he put on a great performance and put himself into the final. He's a former works driver in karting and has had some time away from the sport, but came back showing no rustiness at all, and as I say, was in the final there. Of course, we have other top drivers from Britain. Lewis Manley is always a regular at Formula Fast. He actually lives in Milton Keynes and has a number of times won the Formula Fast Track Championship. He, of course, wins races at BRKC level. He tries to win the final, but last year he did not win a race all weekend, which was a big surprise. He did qualify in pole position for the final, and that gave him some confidence back, but lost out in a straight fight against Ruben Boutens, who went to take the title last year. Other British drivers, well, we've got all the regulars you'd expect. We've got Johnny Elliott, we've got Michael Weddle and Ryan Smith from Scotland. We've got Alex Van Gien, Andrew Duff, all the drivers we normally face every year. A whole number that could be mentioned, should be mentioned, but there's just too many names there. One interesting battle which could well continue is Frenchman, everybody's favourite Frenchman, Arnaud Tinet. He got into a bit of a collision with Alex Van Gien when Alex Van Gien lunged another driver and ended up bouncing off the Frenchman and firing Arnaud into the wall. It ended up being the BRKC's most liked, shared and watched video clip of all time. So we'll see what happens when those two lock horns back on the track. The racing is always tight and intense on this one. There's a qualifying lap first of all for each heat race, and then the race itself. So join us on that weekend of January the 19th, 20th and 21st. Practice day on Friday the 19th, racing on Saturday and Sunday the 20th and 21st, and of course the final Sunday evening. We'll be bringing the whole championship live to you. Richard Spanner's ready. He and I will be putting in a few reports on Friday from the practice day, but every race itself will be live as it happens on the YouTube channel for the British Rental Kart Championship, their website for the British Rental Kart Championship, and the BRKC Facebook page as well. So please join us for that. The live feed will be there. We'll be commentating on every single one. You won't miss a bit of the action, and we'd like you to join us and hopefully be there and enjoy the racing with us. Thank you very much.